Hey there, welcome to the archives. I'm trying to finish 50 Goddesses because I got to return it at the library. I have, anyway, so we're going to return to 50 Goddesses, spirits, saints, and other female figures who have shaped belief. Is written by Dr. Janina Ramirez, and it's illustrated by Sarah Walsh. So today we're going to do Rhiannon. Rhiannon, is that how you say it? I have to check it out. So we're going to Wales. Okay, so this is Europe. Wales is in Europe. Wales right now, I believe, is part of the United Kingdom. The folks there are Welsh. Wales has its own flag. Did you know that Wales has its own flag? It has like some sort of a thing on it. This red thing. So Wales is, I don't know the history about Wales too much and how it became part of, the British, were they British at the time? Conquered them, from my understanding. The Romans were there as well too, because you have to remember like Boudica's time, but pre-Christianity, right? Before the Romans came and fought them, they practiced paganism. And so I believe that Rhiannon is like Boudica, kind of from that pagan era. Yes or no? Somebody correct me because I don't know anything about Wales. But Rhiannon is a Welsh queen of horses and courage. So it says here, this is page 20 of the book, it says that she's a fascinating character from the medieval Welsh poem, the Mabinogion. So there's this collection of fantastical stories. I'm reading directly from the book. It says this collection of fantastical stories deals with everything from ancient history to romance. Also woven into the tales are religious ideals, much older than the poem, going back thousands of years to Wales's Celtic past. So the Celtics were the pagans, yes or no, from my understanding. I always associate the Celtics with the Scottish or the Irish, but they're different. Ireland and Scotland is different from Wales. Wales is a completely different thing. So Wales is where the Celtics come from. Is that true? She's a goddess of the Otherworld. It says here the Otherworld is a place just like the real world, but with strange variations. And she's really confident and she's an empowered woman. So Rhiannon first appears in the poem on a sacred hill. So in the Mabinogion, she's on a horse. She's on a sacred hill. It's a white horse. You can see the image here, right? It says that she's on a white horse. She's on a sacred hill. I don't know what the sacred hill is called. She's dressed in a golden silk dress, I guess. And the Lord of Dyfed, Pwyll, tells his riders to capture the beautiful women. Okay, so again, men have been doing this. Just like we think catcalling is bad, they weren't even. They would send somebody to catcall you. So he sends his riders to capture her, and for days they're trying to chase her. Okay, she's on her horse. Her horse is not even going fast. Apparently, it says that her horses weren't walking faster than a walk. But the men couldn't catch up to her. So they're trying to capture her. She's just off doing her own thing. And then finally, Pwyll cries and he tells her to stop. Okay? So she halts on her horse. It says she stops her horse and she turns around and mockingly, like as a joke, she mockingly says that he should have just said that from the start. If you wanted me to stop, you should have just told me to stop from the start. I don't know why you're sending your homeboys to come chase me. What did you think you were doing? Like, oh, how did you think this was going to end? So she's already one of those kind of girls, right? I'm not that girl. She's not that girl, apparently. So she basically had come for him, the Pwyll, because she wanted to marry him. Toxic. Like, this is the man she wants to marry. He sends his boys to go chase her, to capture her. Very Beauty and the Beast. So she basically wanted to marry him and take him as a husband. Again, she wanted him as a husband. You see how women were also autonomous and could decide who they wanted to marry. It wasn't just a man that said, I want to be with you. So there's a plot twist. Apparently, she would already promised to marry another man. So she's out here on these streets, and she already promised this other guy. His name was Gwawl. So she told Gwawl that she is going to marry him, but she can't stop the wedding. And so she organizes a special wedding feast, and she tells the guy that she wants, that sent the horses after her, to dress like a beggar. So she tells Pwyll to dress like a beggar. When he gets to the celebration, he asks for the homeboy that she's already promised to marry, Gwawl, to fill a small bag with food, right? So homeboy with the horse that chased her is pretending he's a beggar because she told him to pretend he's a beggar. The man she's supposed to marry, he goes up to him and is like, yo, can you give me a small bag of food? Her man she's supposed to marry, that she's now pining after somebody else, he tries to help the hungry man, right? Because it sounds like he's a good guy. But the bag is enchanted. The bag that the guy gave him is enchanted. What does that mean? He simply couldn't fill it. It was like a hole, like Mary Poppins, a hole at the bottom. So he's filling the bag with food, but is never getting full. So eventually he steps inside the bag himself. Gwawl, the guy she was supposed to marry, steps inside the bag to see what magic is controlling it. And so, of course, as he gets in the bag, Pwyll seizes the moment and calls his soldiers from the outside. They play a medieval game called Badger in the Bag. How would you even know to play a game called Badger in the Bag? So they're kicking and beating the sack with the homeboy in it, Gwawl inside, until he crawls out covered in cuts and bruises. Okay, so this is the man she told she was going to marry. She basically put a hit on him for the next guy she wants to marry. Men these days think that, like, again, go to the red pills and tell them these stories. These are ancient before Christianity. So, like, when they act like women are supposed to be docile, and just be like, Rhiannon put a hit on the man she was supposed to marry because she wanted to marry an ex guy. Not a great example. I'm not saying this is best practice, but I'm just saying that it has happened in history. Or maybe not, it's a mythology, who knows. Either way, this is what the Welsh were, this is the stories that the Welsh were telling. Okay, so they beat this guy up. He comes out, he's bloody, he's down bad. Gwawl soon realized that marrying Rhiannon was probably not the wisest idea after all. He's probably like, I think this is a sign I'm not supposed to marry you. So he starts to read the room, right? Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to marry you. So instead, she got what she wanted, and she became the queen of Dyfed. Dyfed? Because remember, Pwyll is the lord of Dyfed. So she was, again, gold digger. Remember, they'll say you're a gold digger. She was like, I think you have more power than the man I promised to marry. So they got rid of the guy. She now becomes queen of Dyfed. 3 years later, she gives birth to a baby boy. Okay, so 3 years, she has a baby boy. On the first night, it says that while she was sleeping, her newborn son just mysteriously disappeared from his cradle. The maid had fallen asleep, and because they were afraid that they would get blamed, they killed a puppy. I don't understand what's going on. They killed a puppy. They smeared the puppy's blood on Rhiannon's to make it look like she had eaten her own son. Oh my god. They framed her to make it look like she ate her own son. So obviously she's devastated by the loss of her child, and she feels guilty, so she agrees to be punished, right? Every day she sat by the stable and told her story to passerbys. She even carried visitors on her back like a horse, which is humiliating for a queen. So she lowered herself. She said, I'm going to hold myself accountable for killing my son. What do I need to do? I feel terrible. She didn't do it. But through it all, her husband, the new guy she married, Pwyll, continue to love and honor her. So I guess she made a good decision by leaving the other guy, because the Lord of Dyfed was loyal to her. Even though she killed their son, or so he thought, he still was loyal to her. I think that's a bare minimum. But anyways, he's, seems like a good guy. He didn't leave her, at least. And so then there was another twist. Her son was found. He had been fostered by another Welsh lord. As the baby grew, he started to look exactly like his true father, so he was returned to his rightful parents and named Pryderi, after the first words Rhiannon uttered upon seeing him. Now all my worries are gone. So I guess whatever name he was named before, they just forgot that name, and when she saw him, she said, all my worries are gone, and that's what Pryderi means. Am I pronouncing the name right? So her son was returned to her. Wow, look at that. Look at... so it says she's very strong bond with horses. She can even enchant them. She and her son are often shown as a mother horse with her foal. Some people think that she might be a later version of the Catholic horse goddess Epona. So both goddesses are referred to as queen and are often seen sitting on a horse that is moving carefully and gracefully. So Epona was worshipped across Celtic Europe, and it's possible that her legacy lived on in the medieval tales of Rhiannon. But Epona is the Celtic, the version of the Celtic horse goddess Epona. And so according to many Welsh people, Rhiannon is a strong and complex woman, and her stories inspire pride and fascination, is what it says. Okay, so this is Rhiannon, the Welsh queen of horses and courage. She basically is known, for courage. So that's her over there. This is the husband she told to act like a beggar. That's the horse and the fowl. So that's all I wanted to share. We're getting there. I think we have, I don't know how many more we have now. I lost count. But I'm trying to finish this. Hopefully we can get this done within the next couple of months, because there is still a lot more to do. Okay? We still have a whole bunch of folks in, I think we have to do a Japanese sun goddess. We have, who else? Irish war goddess. We got to do Hawaiian goddess, a Burmese, the Lakota. So we have a whole bunch more to do. Okay, we're getting there, but I would like to finish this soon. So this is Goddess, 50 Goddesses, Spirits, and Saints. Okay, so until next time, in solidarity.